Hey everyone, welcome to Smart Course, the go-to place for authoritative information and strategies for special needs and learning disorder, especially ADHD. We are going to help you understand mood swing and emotional dysregulation in your middle school age child with ADHD, with research-based strategy used and recommended by Understood.org and Attitude magazine. In this video, first we will introduce ADHD symptoms related to mood and emotion. Second, we'll dive deeper and talk more about ADHD mood swing and how they can sometimes indicate an overlapping disorder. Third, we'll help you understand emotional hypersensitivity and dysregulation in kids with ADHD that remains widely unaddressed. Lastly, we'll be providing effective strategies for helping you and your child deal with these issues. We have all experienced emotional ups and downs once in a while, and it is healthy to experience regular changes in mood. However, for children with ADHD, the abrupt changes in mood and emotional states might become excessive or consuming and potentially interfere with their daily lives, social interaction, and performance at school. ADHD symptoms like trouble focusing, impulsivity, and hyperactivity are often talked about, but the mood and emotional symptoms are mentioned less. Researchers tend to ignore the subject because mood and emotions are incredibly difficult to measure and quantify. Did you know that among 18 diagnostic criteria for ADHD, not a single one mentions its impact on emotion? Yet, nearly a third of adolescents and adults with ADHD list emotional instability as one of the most impairing aspects of the condition. Therefore, it is important to also know that ADHD brains deal with mood and emotions differently than neurotypical brains. This way, you can handle your child's emotion more effectively with our science-based strategies. So, what do these problems look like? When a child has trouble regulating their emotions, it can manifest in many different ways. Have you noticed your child is overly sensitive and reactive over things that seem small and trivial? Or notice your child being called dramatic or grumpy by people around them? Oftentimes, kids with ADHD are quick to get upset and worry too much over minor annoyance. They are also more likely to feel attacked and take offense at criticism and rejections. For example, your 10-year-old may stir up a storm with her classmate and complain to you all day simply because her classmate makes some comments on her new shirt. On the other hand, it is common to see children with ADHD having trouble calming down from anger and frustration. Your child could forget his favorite toy at home and explode into an hours-long temper tantrum. Now that we understand the general mood and emotional symptoms of ADHD, let's learn more about mood swings. Mood swings are most commonly associated with bipolar disorder, a condition characterized by dramatic shifts from euphoric mania to depression. There is somewhat of an overlap between symptoms of ADHD and symptoms of bipolar disorder. Nonetheless, people with ADHD experience mood swings too. They have strong emotional reactions that can change their mood dramatically. Bipolar individuals, on the other hand, typically shift moods without a trigger, and thus tends to be unpredictable. When experiencing mood swing, your child with ADHD might show explosive outbursts and severe behavioral problems, followed by and alternate with periods of depression or irritability. Bipolar disorder is a serious psychiatric disorder that can sometimes include psychotic symptoms such as delusions and hallucinations, or self-harming behavior such as cutting, suicidal impulse, and substance abuse. If you suspect your child may be suffering from bipolar disorder, consult with a psychologist or expert in the field for appropriate treatment. Let's move on to ADHD emotions. ADHD brains tend to amplify emotions. Children with ADHD are more likely to express their emotion in a dramatic way. in which screaming and crying, even physical fights or self-harm may be involved. Apart from emotional hypersensitivity, emotional dysregulation is the most common challenge children with ADHD have to face daily. ADHD impairs the ability to regulate all kinds of emotion: anger, frustration, sadness, excitement, and others, which often result in overblown emotional reaction to challenges at home or at school. For people affected, the brain areas called the amygdala, which handles emotion, and the reward systems, are relatively weak when compared to neurotypical brains. In ADHD brains, the connection between the amygdala and the part that handles executive functions, such as planning and inhibition, tends to be inactive. This explains why children with ADHD have difficulty grasping the idea of delayed gratification, and often feels the excessive urgency to get something they want immediately. Now that we know what causes mood swing and emotional dysregulation in your child, let's discuss some effective and science-based strategy to help with the problem. First, try practicing self-awareness. What does this all mean for you and your child with ADHD? To help a child who becomes emotionally unstable, we must work to increase his or her awareness of feelings in the moment and of situational perception. Are they feeling positive, neutral, or negative? And why? A therapist using a cognitive behavioral approach can help work towards this goal. But a helpful first step is to keeping a log or journal of the type of situation that trigger your child to become angry, upset, frustrated, anxious, or sad. For example, your child may erupt in anger after working on math problems, or your child may get frustrated trying to follow multiple bedtime instructions at once. Secondly, hit pause and break it down. When your child's emotions hijack her body, it feels nearly impossible to hit the pause button. Try to say, "I know this is hard for you, let's think about what's going on so this doesn't have to be so hard." This message can be validating for your child, even if she can't verbalize why and how she feels a certain way. She understands that you get it, and that can be relieving. In a slow and quiet voice, try to break down the task that your child is working on. It is also helpful to take out a piece of paper or small whiteboard to write down the steps associated with his task. For managing the symptoms related to mood and emotions, it is always good to consult with your child's teacher, psychologist, or ADHD coaches. However, many parents may be confused about when to see a doctor. It is not uncommon to experience mood swing and feel overwhelmed at one time or another. But when you notice your child showing symptoms of other emotional disorders, such as anxiety and depression, for example, sudden loss or increase in appetite, inactivity and self-isolation, or even suicidal thoughts, it is extremely important to take your child to seek help from professionals. You can make an appointment with your primary care provider for a complete physical examination to make sure that their symptoms are not being caused by other medical problems. In addition, always consult professionals before giving your child's prescription medication, such as antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication. Lastly, remain hopeful and understand that mood swings and emotional dysregulation are definitely not uncommon for children with ADHD, and you are not alone. With the right strategies and early intervention, your child can successfully manage their emotion and reduce the frequency of intense mood swings. In our upcoming video, we will be discussing ADHD versus depression, bipolar disorder, and autism. For an expert-curated list of resources from our past summits and videos, in particular, editing magazine ADHD and Emotional Regulation, a parent's guide, please visit the link in the description. To make sure you are as prepared as you can be, I want you to hit the notification bell below and join our newsletter because we'll be sharing much more resources on how to help your family cope better with ADHD, both at school and at home. If you like this video, please don't forget to like it and let us know what you like or what you'd like to see more of in the comments below. The more people like, subscribe, click the bell, and comment, the more people will see this kind of content on YouTube. And we know that some people could really use the help. If you haven't watched our previous series about ADHD social skill, click the annotation on the top right of the screen to watch those videos. We'll be sharing information about upcoming videos on this YouTube channel and exclusive deals in our newsletter. So again, hit the notification bell and the subscribe button under this video and sign up for our newsletter using the link in the description to get early access to an exclusive deal on our resources. For even more specific information, step-by-step guide, and access to professionals who can help you through this process, please sign up for our online courses or upcoming summit in August using the links in the description. We share tons of expert-vetted resources on parenting and education for differently abled kids, just like kids with ADHD. So make sure to check out our previous video and subscribe to our channel to receive notification for videos to come. As always, I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you for watching and see you soon.